Hello, Will here, and as you can see, we are back in Skyrim. Obviously, this time we are on Xbox, and after a sort of a brief voting process on the channel, uh, it's been decided that I am going to be starting a new mod review series, but obviously looking at mods on Xbox. And so yeah, this is the first episode of that. So obviously, as previous before, if there's any mods you want me to check out, let me know in the comments below. And yep, you can leave links to the Bethesda pages, just as long as the links are to the Bethesda page and nothing else. But yeah, or just comment what it is and I will go and search it. So in this video we're going to be looking at 3 mods. We've got a race mod, a armor mod, and what I think is basically what is meant to be sort of like a small little island, but which is currently a work in progress, so it's not finished, but also at the same time I probably won't show everything. It will just be a quick rundown of how to look at kind of what there is. So obviously we got to create a new character because new series, so we are going to be beginning with a race mod, which this race mod is created by myself. It's based off a mod that I made previously in the past, which is, so if you played any of my mods on PlayStation, you may be aware of the Tetra race which I created, and which they've kind of like shown up in a couple of like other mods as well that I've made, sort of thing. So basically what I've done is I've created them for Xbox. Now the ones on Xbox are a little bit different to the ones that's in the PlayStation version. This is the Xbox variant. So they are a little bit different, but there are also some similarities as well. But yeah, so you know they got the obviously you got the description of their thing there. The Tetra's origins begins as being the royal guards of the goddess the Bella and Mara, which was in the original war for them. After millennia of servitude to the Tetra regard their own realm within Imperius, known as the Silver Sands, and to walk the realms of Mundus. After the catastrophe known to the Tetra as the Night of the Red Sun, in which there was an act of genocide against all Tetra that walked Mundus, the heavenly gateway to the Silver Sands was closed. So, you know, it hasn't explained there, and there may be future things where some just might get explained if you're not totally sure of the lore of the Tetra from the original mod. If you know what the lore is, cool. If you don't, not to worry. I'm sure it'll crop up from time to time, or I'll bring it up because we're going to be using this character anyway. So the Tetra mod, in the general gist of, you know, the same with all other aspects of race mods. You know, you got your skin tones. Though the skin tones, you got your normal standard skin tones because they are based off the Breton race. So you've got the standard 10 shades of Breton as well. But I did also give them the ability to have basically the same shading as Redguard. So you can either play, well, you know, you could play as either you can either play as a white person or basically as a person of color or black, whichever terminology you prefer to use. You know, and so you could play what kind of ever color you want, basically. Obviously, within normal humanized colors. You can't be yellow with green polka dots, for example. So obviously, me being as white as a cloud, where we're gonna play as a white person. Because I'm white. Wait, but we are going to be changing ourselves to female. This is just because I tend to play more as females, but there's also another reason why I'm playing as females, because obviously I've got other mods that add on that make alterations to females, like the skeletons of females, this, that, and the other. So there's a bit more diversity of like how the character will act in comparison to a male. So the weight on this, with it being the CBBE model, does increase the size of the boobs, but nothing else. So, but you know, I'm not a depraved man. Let's go for slightly bigger than average boobs, because why not? So one thing to know about with texture race is, for example, if you go to their eyes, they will have slightly different eye shapes. So they've got the bog standard kind of like Breton eye shapes or normal human kind of style eye shapes, but they do have the access to obviously elven eyes as well. So there will be some slightly elven eye shapes like this as well, if you prefer the elven eye shape. Eye colours, they have a multitude of eye colours. So they've obviously got the box standard eye colours, but they also have stuff like that's not, you got a sort of like an amber kind of colour where it's just fully amber. You got very darkened reds, which I think is based off the dark elf. So they have dark elf, they can access dark elf eyes, vampiric eyes, Dremora eyes. They got some other ones which are high elf eyes. So they got these different access to different eye colours, and not just the bog standard normal eye colours. So they can have bright red eyes, for example, if I wanted to. There are some eyeshadow colours, but they don't show up too well on this at the moment. But that's probably because of the mods I have installed that change like aspects of like the skin textures and stuff like that. So they don't show as well. But there are some different eye colours as well. They tend to show up a little bit better if, say, for example, if on like lips colours, because there's new lip colours as well. So obviously I'm just going to create a character later on, so it doesn't matter how they look at the moment. Again, mouth, they have some slightly different mouth shapes, I think, and as well as obviously the box standard mouth shapes. They got a few new lip colours as well. Nothing too brash. I mean, the most brash one is probably either that one or probably that one is the most brash kind of colour, as well as the access to the bog standard colours. And in hair colours is one, they got some new hair colours as well as access to the original hair colours. So as you can see, a multitude, a few different hair colours, but there will always be room for expansion in the ways of adding new hair colours, new lip colours, new eyeline colours, this, that, and blah, blah. Now, lip colours, eyeliner colours, eyeshadow colours, hair colours are accessible to both male and female characters. So you can basically have your male character wearing makeup, because why the fuck not? You can have your female character not wearing makeup, because why the fuck not? At the end of the day, you create the character that you want to create. It's as simple as that. And then that's it. So they got some new hair colours, new lip colours, this and the other. So I'm going to go off. I'm going to create the character, and I will be back. But one note to just mention, just before I go and create the character, is that there will be certain character creation mods that add in like possible like new hair colours, new sort of like lip colours, eyeshadow colours and that kind of thing. Sometimes those mods will not be compatible with this one. It depends on how they're made. But so there was one that's like basically added in new hair colours and lip colours and stuff like that, and this unfortunately wasn't compatible with it. It didn't quite work with it. So do bear that in mind. It does say in the description in the mod as well, but do bear that in mind. But for example, I have KS hairdos on, and that is compatible with this. There's some funky hair because of some problems when adding the hairs, access to the hairs. But as you can see, I do have KS hairdos, and you can also use that hair mod with this. So I think hair mods will tend to generally work, but could possibly mods that add in like new lip colours and hair colours may not be compatible. So just bear that in mind if you decide to give this mod a go. But right, I'll be back in a second after I've created my character. Alright, and here we are with the new character that is obviously going to be the one who's going to be basically the character of the new mod series. So all we've got to do now is just give her a name, and we're done. So we are not going to be calling her Pre, because that was my original idea, but I don't want to change it. I'll change it up. So we are going to be creating the intentional idea of what I was originally going to call the character Pre's mother, which I also did in another mod, and her name is Laria. There we go. Right. So here we are with the character. Bada boom, bada bing. And yeah. So what else can the Tetra do? So the Tetra do also come with their new own abilities and skills and stuff like that. So in active effects we have Ethereal Skin, which increases disease resistance by 100%, increases magic resistance by 50%, and increases poison resistance by 50%. So all in all, not that bad. Then we have 3 new spells in the destruction tab, which I will give a quick demonstration of once I've got this bit done. We have Death Grip, pulls a living creature to you from a distance, heals the caster 20 points per second. We have Fire Pulse, Gouter fire that does 40 points per second, targets on fire take extra damage. Also does have a secondary effect, which it doesn't say in the description, which it has the Force Push effect. And then we have Mara's Protection, heals the caster over 20 points per second. Opponents in melee range have a chance to be flung away. So, all in all, pretty useful. We also do have a power called a Dragoon's Fury. So, what this one does, it does do a bunch of effects. It might be a bit difficult to see it on the screen because it is very small. But there is a breakdown of what it does in the description of the mod. So if you want to see what it does, all you gotta do will have to just click the link in the description below, and then you'll get to look at the actual page, and so you can see what Dragoon's Fury actually does. It does also state the criteria for Dragoon's Fury, which I will just briefly explain now. Which is basically, as you can see at the moment, I can't use Dragon's Fury. It's not highlighted, it's faded. For you to be able to use Dragon's Fury, you need an unenchanted weapon. It has to be unenchanted. And then you also need it equipped and unsheathed. So you need it in your hand, ready to use it. Only then will Dragon's Fury be able to be used. If you don't do any of that stuff, you will not be able to actually use Dragon's Fury. So do bear that in mind. But right, so we're going to go and do a quick demonstration of these destruction spells. So I need to actually get somewhere because I obviously have the fast alternative start. And one thing I do want to show you just before we go, because it's probably just easier if I do it in here, is Tetra have a neat little trick when it comes to hand-to-hand combat. So Tetra, apart from obviously they do have increased health, increased magicka, increased stamina, increased regen rates for all of them. They also do have increased hand-to-hand damage, and some of their hand-to-hand attacks do have a sneaky little tricks up its sleeve. So, for example, if we're going to use, let's say, a right-handed power attack, we will throw out a fireball, and it explodes. If we use a left-handed power attack, we use Force Push. And if we use basically both of them at the same time, we will basically just blow everything up. Like this. And there we go. In the PlayStation version, you did also have magic effects linked to just the standard punches. But the only problem is with that, if you can't then engage in brawls, because a rule of brawling is no magic allowed. So that was removed for the Xbox variant. So you can actually now do brawls properly with the Tetra. But only with the Xbox variant, not the PlayStation variant. Sorry, PlayStation variant, but I can't change it now because I no longer have the file. But right, we're going to get out of here and we're going to do a quick demonstration of the magic, and then we'll move on to mod number 2. Right, so as you can see, we've started in Solitude. 2 reasons. 1, because I needed a house, because I needed at least some kind of fucking house. 2, because we can come here because we need to come here for mod number 2. So there is a reason why I decided to pick the most expensive house in the game. But right, so the demonstration of the magic. So as you can see, I've already hotkeyed them. So we got Death Grip, Fire Pulse, and Mars Protection. So we're going to show you Death Grip and Fire Pulse first. So I need to find a victim. We'll just use Mr. Guard over here. He can tank some damage. So Death Grip, it basically just says what it says on the tin. There we go, got him. And you can see we're draining this health slowly. Now I need to use the fire. As you can see, there it goes, flying through the air. And wait, off he goes. Look at that. Look at him fly. Look at him fly. So now I'm gonna just continue with this, like this, bada bing, bada boom, just enough to actually be able to survive. So now it will be a good time to use Mara's protection a little bit, because I can go do this, heal myself and push him away at the same time. Into the corner. Right, I'm gonna borrow your friend's armor because I don't actually have any on at the moment. I'm gonna borrow it, and then right, that's my face. So it pushes them away, but it also heals you at the same time. Now there is a fun little thing you can do with Death Grip and Fire Pulse together as a 1-2 combo. Now I don't know if the Solitude Guard is going to survive long enough for this, so we'll have to see. So what you need to do is not get yourself shot with an arrow. Get a bit closer. Well, you can grab them quite far away. So there you go, got him. Right, so I'm going to look up, and then I'm going to let go, and then use the fire. He ain't coming back. It's as simple as that. He ain't coming back. He's gone. Now I'm going to see if I can grab this dude from over there. Can I grab him? Got him. Alright, sorry, Devenin. And we do again. Go boop, boop. Do the 1-2 combo. And just look at the motherfucker fly. Oh, that's gotta hurt. So there you go. You got the 1-2 combo when it comes to this. And yeah, the reach of this thing in the ways of the grip is actually something fairly stupid. It is pretty dumb on how much far away you can grab somebody, but I think they have to at least be inside. They can't be like, so there you go, got him. And then once again, fly for the air. You get sometimes it's a bit hard to hit them. Oof. And there we go. Ow, being shot by barrels. But right, so before I get murdered, this was the Tetra race, and as previously stated, there will be a link in the description below if you want to try it out for yourself. And this mod was created by yours truly. So yeah, that is the Tetra race. So we need to move on to mod number 2. But the only problem is that I do need to reverse time, so I don't end up getting murdered. Oh hi, got it. Bye. So I don't get murdered by the guards. So let's move on to mod number 2 before I get shot with an arrow in the eyes. Don't know why I'm pausing it for, because I just need to stop recording first. Duh. Alright, so I had to have a change of plan for mod number 2. In the ways of, I'm still doing an armor mod, but I've had to change what armor mod I'm doing. Because originally the idea was to do the Faulkner armor, which was so Faulkner armor, the Xbox port ported by Xtudo, but was originally created by Fourth Unknown. Now the problem is, it says that you can find it all in a chest in a castle tower area in Solitude. The problem is I have scoured the place. I have looked everywhere for the fucking thing, and I unfortunately cannot find the chest. Now I don't know if I'm just being blind. I don't know if I'm just being an idiot. I don't know if it's not actually loaded in. I have no idea. I have searched everywhere. I've looked in every chest that I could think of looking in that I've seen, and nothing's shown up. I mean, I had to go through the whole hassle of literally downloading another mod that adds in a ring of unlocking, which allows you to unlock anything, even chests or doors that require a key. You can just use this and bosh. To open up what I thought it was, and it wasn't. It was the Imperial Dragon armor instead of what I was hoping it to be. So there's a bonus mod for you, Ring of Unlocking, kaboom. So yeah, there's not a lot. So if anyone else knows about the Faulkner armor, if you tried that yourself, or if you're also struggling to find it, if you've tried to find it before and you struggle to find it, let me know. But if you know where it is, then also please let me know in the comments below. So then I will probably feature it in a future video, because I do want to have a look at it. This is the portion I can't find the fucking thing. So we've had to have a change of plan, and we are going to go for an armor that is a little bit, definitely obviously more aimed for female characters, obviously, and also, you know, a bit more I don't know, a bit more revealing than other things. So you can't really call it armor, it's more clothing. I'm not currently wearing it. This is something else. Unfortunately, I am going to have to put the name of the mod author / potentially porter on the screen at the top, just like now, kind of thing, because I don't actually know. I didn't actually look at it when I reinstalled it, because I had it installed and then uninstalled it and then reinstalled it and blah blah blah. So yeah, so you should have just seen the person who created it or ported it on top of the screen. But yeah, the name of the mod, if I can remember correctly, is Daughters of Dimitrescu. So what this does, it adds in so it doesn't add in because obviously Dimitrescu was basically Dimitrescu from Resident Evil 8. So it doesn't add in her clothing, but what it does is it does add in the clothing that was basically worn by her 3 daughters, so to speak. So we're gonna basically have a look at that instead. So there's two different variants. There's 2 different variants with 2 different colours, and in each colour is 2 different variants. So, but the main variant is the top. So you got one top which is a bit more deep. I was just about to do quotation on my fingers. Then you can't fucking see what am I doing. But basically, one of them is basically a little bit less revealing, and the other one is a little bit more revealing. But it still obviously has to follow guidelines for Bethesda. So it's not nude to a degree. It's just very close to it. But I'm not going to go for that one, because I want to actually, I want to keep things fairly civil. Thank you very much. But it does come in basically a black variant, as well as a kind of like a brownish variant. But we are going to go for the black variant, so we need to basically create the garter belts. Boom. Then we need gloves, the skirts, the stockings, and the black top. So you don't need any increase in skill in your smithing for this. It's just straight off the bat, and it needs nothing else but leather. You don't need anything else but leather. You just need at least a grand total of 2, 4, 6, 8, 11 to make the main basis of the armor. But you can also go into jewelry, and there is basically what are chokers, or as they've called it, collars. So it depends what you would rather it be. And so we're going to create one, and we are going to create, say, we're going to create this one. So this is number 2 lever, so we are now up to 13. And then I think there is something else. There's a couple of things you can create. I need to find, I'm becoming where they are exactly. I need to find out where they are again. They might, maybe they're in miscellaneous. They're somewhere. I will say they are somewhere. I just can't quite remember where they were. Jewelry. There we go. So you do. Why do I want a vanity mirror? Okay, that's from something else. Maybe I could change how I look. Oh, anyway. What that's from, don't ask me because I have no fucking idea. To be honest, not a fucking clue where that's from. But yeah, so you can also create these 2 things here as well. But you do need 2 iron ingots, which I don't have currently. And there is one other thing. Oh, and you can also create these as well, which also is 2 iron ingots. Now I did try these before, and when I tried them, they kind of were clipping through the ground. So I don't think the model quite worked quite right on them. So do bear that in mind. But you don't need to necessarily create these. So right. So we are now going to go and put on what we have made. So we got this, and then this, and then this, and this. And oh, my hair's too big for the hat. Oh dear. Well, that's going to be a bit of a problem. So, as you can see, I didn't have this problem before. So I don't understand what's going on with it. Oh well. So it does appear that you might have a slight clipping issue with hairs, potentially. Though I've never noticed this before. Strange. Oh well, not a lot I can do about it now. So yeah, if you got basically no hair, you're fine. Yeah, okay, that's very strange. For some reason, it's having a problem. I don't know why. So it's never clipped before. So I'll have to have a mess around with that. But no, I'm probably not going to be wearing this. I'll probably wear something different. I'm going to probably have like something unique that I want to use. But yeah. But there you go. This is something that you can do if you want to. I'm pretty sure that it's not meant to be okay, I just ran through the wall. I have become corporeal. Oh no. Okay, there's a hole in the wall for some reason. Okay then, whatever. Hold on. So let's just quickly just check something here. Yeah, Baron, fuck off. Let's have a look. We'll check one last quick little thing very quickly. I just need to find something out because okay, so there is the hoodless version. That was the ones that I was creating before. Okay, so it should be now. If I put on the hoodless version, I should basically. There we go. Okay. So it doesn't work too well with long hair. Though, by the way, that looked like it wouldn't work well with any hair, to be honest. So you're probably better off creating the hoodless version. Now that I've got that working, I might carry on using it actually. You know, bosh, why not? But yeah, that's it. That's it for that one. And then I think you can improve them. I think as well. Yeah, you can improve it, and again, it's the same. It's just with leather. And it is a light armor, so you want to make sure you are scaling up in light armor. But yeah, so that's basically it. That is Daughters of Dimitrescu. You know. Alright, so obviously there will be a link in the description below as well if you want to try it out for yourself. whether you want to see if it was just basically the hair mod that was the problem with the hooded version, or if the hooded version is a problem with any hair. That I don't know. Maybe you can let me know in the comments below. And yeah, so that's it. So we are going to now move on to the final mod of the video, which is a slightly bigger mod, but it is still currently a work in progress. So how much of it there is, I'm not 100% sure. But from what I've seen in the pictures, there's at least something to look at. There is some stuff to find and look at. But I need to actually find out where we're going, because I don't actually remember where it said I needed to go. So I will go and do my research again, and I will see you in a second for mod number 3. Alright, and here we are with mod number 3. I may sound like I'm speaking a tiny bit quieter. That's because I've got my son's asleep on the sofa, so I don't want to wake him up if I can. But yeah, here we are with mod number 3, which is Bleak Rock Isle by WMD Bloodhunter. So this mod is a work in progress currently at the moment, so there probably will be future updates. But for the moment, we're just having a look. We are not actually on the Isles, because to get there you need to go to Solitude Docks, but apparently you need a ticket, and for some reason the ticket is all the way here. Why? Don't know, but it is apparently. So we're going to go inside and we're going to have a look. So apparently somewhere in here you get the ticket, I think it said, if I remember correctly. Problem is I don't know where from. So you know, we don't look around. If it takes too long, I will look up again to see where you get it from. But it is apparently you do get it from here somewhere. Obviously not for, would be for you. You'll rent a room. You'll organise it. You won't have it. Yep. I mean, if needs be, I will have to go to the. It doesn't make sense for it to be here, but let's have a look. I might have to have a look again just to recap myself, because there's nothing here. Alright, so let's have a look then, shall we? So, okay, go at the creations. Where are we? We are here. Right. So this is just obviously the description. So how to start? Head to the inn inside Riverwood. Find a room on the left and grab the ticket. And then you head over. So room on the left. So this will be. They're all on your left. At what perspective is it left? Okay, so we just need to go. We just need to look in all the rooms then, until we find a ticket. Apparently, so it's not in there. Not in here, from what I could see. So in here. Nope. Nope. 4 from 3. Oh, this is a wonderful start, isn't it? Do we have to see here? Thank you. Let's close you up. You're not in there. You're not in here, right? Oh, proof of purchase to Bleak Rock Isle. Okay, so there is a small little problem. Is that you have to kind of basically steal the ticket, but it don't look like a ticket; it's a book. Okay, I understand. It is a work in progress. So, mod creator, if you are watching this, you need to set this to be owned by the player. So therefore, then it doesn't count as stealing. Otherwise, it's always going to count as stealing. So we're going to take that, and there we go. Right. So yeah. So if you're watching this mod author, you want to set this knapsack to owned faction with the owner being the player. So therefore then it won't be classed as stealing, and therefore then you won't people won't accidentally get into trouble for taking something to actually be able to do the mod that you've made. So just a heads up on that one. But alright, so now we've got to go back to Solitude and go to the docks. So I'll see you when I get there. Alright, so made it back to the docks. Now where you need to go here I do not know, so we do need to look around, because it doesn't say where you go with the ticket. It just, I think it just says just find a ticket. So I'm gonna actually find out where we're going now. Could be that dude over there. Don't think it'd be that dude. I think that dude's there. It could be one of these dudes. You're the sailor. We'll look for someone who's named first. Yeah, just named sailor. And you are also sailor. Okay. So yeah, the obviously it does look like at least these NPCs are gonna have they do have the grey face bug currently at the moment. Okay, so we're going to wilderness. Right, so here we are. So let's have a look. So we're not going to probably look into everything. Now, I don't know much about Bleak Rock on itself. I don't know much about it. In the ways of actual Elder Scrolls lore as well. So, you know, I'm not going to be able to tell you much in ways of its actual lore or anything like that. But yeah, so it does obviously look like it's going to be some kind of, at least it's an isle, so, you know, I mean, where are we on the map? So, okay, so here, so this is Solstein. We got something here, but it's not showing up. I can't, oh, there we go. What is it? Right, so Bleak Rock Village, okay. So it looks like, I'm trying to figure out if they've basically, because the NPCs have the grey face bug, or at least the first two I've come across have the grey face bug. So I do not know if they've managed to do all like the LOD rendering and stuff like that yet, which I don't think they have. I'm going to go on the assumption that they haven't been able to sort that out yet. It might be because it's too, yeah, because so if you look in the background, yeah, just where the windmill is, you can see that there's mountain like fading in and fading out kind of thing. So what they've done is they've given this place the Silent Hill treatment, I reckon, into which they've just made it foggy. Because obviously I don't know how many mods this person, WND Bloodhunter, has made. I don't know how many they've made. How many, you know, if this is their first, if they've only made a few before this, if this is their first time making a large new kind of like world space kind of thing deal. That, you know, there's going to be things, and again, it's a work in progress. But so far, from what I can see, despite the fact that unfortunately it's a bit foggy, but I don't know if that's because of what they put in it, or if it's just by sheer bad luck we've got fog. It's definitely got a lot of potential. I'll grant you that. I'll give you that. It's definitely got potential. But again, we're not going to be looking at everything. Snowshot? Isn't that in Skyrim? Isn't that a family in Skyrim? I think that might be a family in Skyrim. I'm not totally sure. Because it seems like they may have not named things yet. So actually, so yeah. So I know Bleak Rock Isles does feature in Elder Scrolls Online. Who are you? Holscar the banker. Hello, banker boy. Murava. But yeah, so I know it does feature in Elder Scrolls Online. So obviously they're using a lot of that as inspiration for the place. So I mean, they've got something to work off, which will then definitely help them get this created into such a way that it feels very well blended in. Might as well see if you got anything for sale. If you got anything different. No, you've got the same kind of stuff there, same kind of stuff there. I know there's a couple of new things. I'm just seeing if there's any materials. There isn't. There is meant to be a player home somewhere, so we'll keep an eye out for that. But yeah, so far it looks, the layout is nice. I like its layout. It's definitely very big and open. So hopefully, further down the line, Earth Turner residents. Okay. So hopefully down the line they do fill it up with NPCs, because they're gonna have to with a space this big, especially if it's meant to be a place that's populated. They will obviously need to put some more NPCs in. Bleak Rock Manor, that might be a player home. Oh, aha! No collision. I am God. This might be potentially a player home. We'll come back to this one because I don't know where the key is. I'm just looking around, sort of having a quick look around. So let's have a look at the house over there and we'll see what that is. Right, so let's have a look. See if we can get up here. So yeah. I quite like the scale of it and the idea behind it. The only problem that they're going to have, initially to begin with at least anyway, is by the fact that since it's such a large kind of area, you're going to kind of need a map. Okay, you're the town hall. We'll have a look in the town hall in a second, just to see what the interior is like. But yeah, so I will say, a map is definitely needed if you're going to go for a place this big, but I know for a map to be made, you have to do a whole lot generation, and WMD Blood Hunter might not be able to do that just yet. So you're going to have to investigate. So don't let the aspect of it maybe being difficult to find your way around deter you from at least having a look at this, because again, this is a work in progress. Alright, so we've got Town Hall. Yeah, I thought we'll have a look in a couple of the interiors. And, you know. Oh, that's literally just static. Okay, nothing wrong with that. Armbjorn Snowshot. Yard Ingol Kolbjorn. Now, you are gonna have to excuse me if some of these interiors are actually borrowed from something else. To me, it doesn't look like it is. Holy shit, that chest is massive. You know, to me, it doesn't look like it is. This does look like a unique interior. They might borrow some basic shells, like interior shells, for this, because that's what I do. Sometimes if I'm making a building, I will borrow a interior that's already been made, and then just empty it out of all the clutter. So then I'm just left with the empty shell, and then basically go from that. We'll talk to you in a second and see if you do anything yet, or if you're just sitting there for now. Okay. So not much on these sides, but maybe stuff will be added in maybe later. Do you do anything? Not directly. And also not directly. What about you? Do you do anything? Okay, so you're at least a merchant. Oh, I don't want to give you all that stuff. Not much on you there. Then you have some spells. So no new stuff. But again, I don't think it said. I don't think they've added a lot of new like armors and stuff yet. I think it's just a play home and a couple and like maybe a dungeon or two. All right, so let's just. I'm gonna have a quick look and see what they've added in. All right, so this is this is one of the 2 player homes. So let's have a look what we've got in here. Okay, so you got some mannequins that fortunately at the moment aren't working out. Okay, so it's not because they're not facing north. Okay, so the mannequins. Well, that one isn't working. Neither is that one. Are you working? Okay, so the mannequins at the moment aren't working, but that's fine. Work in progress. I'm expecting there to be a few bugs and a few things not working. You're not working. The display cases are display cases. No, there's not really a lot you can do about those. But you can just manually put stuff in it, so it's fine. Okay, so yeah, so that lot at the moment isn't working, but they'll probably fix that up in a patch, in an update patch and all this. You got your Arcane Enchanter. You got your Arcane Lab as well. It may be that they're planning to put in like unique looking storage, so it might be come to a point where you might come over here, look here, and it will say basically about store where you can store armor and stuff, and it just looks like this because that's how they're setting it up. Which that's nice. I like it when they do kind of like visualized storage rather than here's a chest, put your stuff in this chest. It's kind of like, oh, a bit boring. But I quite like it when they do like visualized storage. So it's like if over here would be you would look up like at those potions there or these potions here, and that's where you could store potions and ingredients and that kind of thing. And then over here would be sort of like you look up there, and then you got a little chest there. So it is only a little chest, but it's not your bog standard wooden chest. It's a kind of fancy soul can one. So. But you'll look at the books and it'd be like book storage or just bookshelf or whatever you want to call it, kind of thing. So it has its unique storage, and I got a feeling that's what they might be planning to do. They just haven't implemented it in yet. But you got your workbench, you got your forge, you got your grindstone there. So you got all your smithing stuff. You got your tanning rack. Oh yeah, Don't worry about what it says there. It is because I do have another mod that changes how the Shrine of Talos works. So it's no longer the Shrine of Talos, it's the Shrine of John Cena. So that's just over. So not obviously that normally that would be a Shrine of Talos. But in mine it won't be because it's something else. Some random potions in there apparently. And you got your beds, soul gems, totems, crafting materials, collectibles, jewelry. Okay, so they have storage set up, named storage. Though it's mainly boxes and just chests and stuff like that. I mean, it's nice that they've used different chests rather than being the same chest over and over. But so for me, I would say like, so when you have like your armors and your weapons and stuff like that, is to again mod author if you're watching this. What you can do, or what I would suggest, because it makes it a bit more interesting for the player, I would say. But again, your mod, you do what you want to do with it. This is just an input that I would give. Is for these chests that are to do with the weapons and the armor, for example, would be to then put armor here, weapons here, whatever sort of thing. And what you could do is you could put the chest here and then change the texture of the container, and then you to a null texture. When you've done that, it goes invisible, but you can still activate it. So you can still activate the chest, but you're looking at the weapons, and then you can store your weapons. And here, it would be put your chest here, making it visible, but you're looking at the armor, and then it pops up with saying about armor. That's what I would do, but again, obviously, mod author, if you're watching this, it's your mod. You do what you want to do. You do what you know how to do. That's just a little kind of input I would give, because that's one thing I would change if it was me. But in general, I like how I like the setup. It's got everything. You know, it's got all the stuff you need. It's got a lot. It's got lots of decoration. Kind of fits in with the vibe of the place. You know, it's all very like blends in with Skyrim or fun dandy because it's all the stock assets about unique textures, so it kind of blends in with the rest of the game. Yeah, is it excessively unique? No, but does it blend in? Yes, and sometimes it's better for something to blend in than for something to be unique. But yeah. And then, so we'll have another little quick run around outside, see what there is, if anything of interest, and then we will be done, I think. Okay, we're going to have a look in here because it said nothing about dungeons. What the fuck is Last Rest? This is like a dungeon to me. Look at the big ass fucking door. A screaming boss door. Okay, so this is either a dungeon that was added in and the description was not updated because there's a Draugr over there. Hi. We'll deal with you in a second. Actually, no, I'm just going to deal with you now. Solid. Weapon. Okay. Right, let's get the dagger up. See? Oh, I can't even hit him. Oh. Who? Oh. Now you were. This dagger is supposed to be able to hit you. There you go. Okay, that was strange. I couldn't hit him until he was aggroed. Okay. Okay, and what's it? Okay, so this is a dungeon then. Got nothing unique on you. Collected Jonas Reynolds, Connect Pack, Dragon Reynolds. Key to. Oh, well, there's the key to the manor. In here. Jonas Reynolds journal. Plate helmet, bloody rags. I don't know if it's you. Just an ash pit. Okay, so yeah, we got a dungeon then. It doesn't have no way of activating anything. Can't activate any of that. So okay, so I can't get past that. Okay, so this isn't a dungeon. But it kind of looks like a dungeon, but it's not. I'm confused. Okay, so we'll have a look at the journal because maybe that can give us some kind of answer here. 11th from last sea, quiet day, tea quietly rises in a ship in over 5 weeks, and it carries air carries little, but gulls cry and the smell of boiled netch. Grind stagnant, down car, soul gems. Obviously you can pause it if you don't to read it and this, that and the other. So I think it's just an account of something that's happening on the island. Okay, maybe that's why there's not that many people on the island. Maybe they're all dying. It seems like they're all dying slowly. Front path of Carbony Streetbox Foundation, but an old passage is non-accessible. Renovations in the town of urban ruins here today have sealed much of the original tunnel network. Only the entrance hall remains, still used to prepare and bury our dead. There are plans to reopen the ruins, but it is unstable and it requires a lot of work. Thankfully, I have talked to the Jarl, to let me have the combination to enter the ruins past the crypt. We're about to document the rest of the page. Trails off, ink smudged, and lines rushed as if written mid-movement. Okay, so that tells me that the model. I'll have a look at that dagger in a second. Is planning this to become a dungeon. It's just a case of again something that needs to be implemented. But right. I think that's it done for now, I think. So I didn't want to show off everything in this because I want you lot to go and have a look around, see what other things that I didn't see, what else there is, and if there's anything of interest that I missed, let me know in the comments below. So if anyone else was having a look at this, they go, oh, I didn't notice that. I'm going to have a look at that, and then bosh, help each other out. Her Renault's fancy Malachite dagger target takes 5 points of frost damage, chance to paralyze for 2 seconds. Yeah, it's a bit like chill round, I think. But yeah, okay. So yeah, obviously as of at the moment, since this mod is a work in progress, it doesn't have a lot going on, and unfortunately this video has been going on for a while, by the looks of it. But there's a few bits and pieces to do, a few people interactive, but again, it's a work in progress. So as of at the moment, it's only to have a look at curiosity rather than for it to be a mod to actually keep. More than likely, it's a mod just for curiosity, but the potentiality is there for it to become something so much more. Just for as long as the mod author themselves update the mod. I don't expect them to update it frequently, because it might take a little wee while to do all of this stuff. But I think definitely updating it, definitely potential. So if you're curious to have a look around the rest of the aisle yourself, I will leave a link in the description below to the mods, as with the other 2 mods as well, which was the Daughters of Dimitrescu and the Tetra Race, the Xbox variant. All links to those will be in the description below. So please remember to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments below if there's any other mods that you would like me to have a look at in future videos. So until next time, I'll see you all later.